Hey guys, I hope this will work at least a little bit. Probably have a small delay in the camera, but I'm using the camera from the smartphone now. Okay, let's see if that works just a little bit. It really sucks that my webcam doesn't work anymore. I have a new one, but I'm not staying long enough here to get a new cam. So to order a new cam through mobile, to Amazon or something. So let's see if this works. I think this is one of the most difficult things to let go. The need for a partner, and this is something I'm really going through a lot right now. And I think this will be. I quite honestly, I think this will be the hardest thing for me to let go. Everything else seems quite easy in comparison. And what happens then if there's a certain person you're like, wow, this would be absolutely amazing. The other person doesn't see it, not interested. That makes it even more difficult. So you not only logically, you should not only be logically be able to see that, you should like literally see that beingness doesn't change by your body not being in a relationship. So I think where it starts is to ask yourself, what does the relationship give you? Like, it's not the first way to look at it is not totally non-judgmental. It's what happens in a relationship. What is it that you're feeling? What is it that you're getting? What is it that you're giving? And what happens if you're not in a relationship? And what's happening then? And where's the difference? So to make that clear first. So I can only speak for myself, but the potential for starting a family, beautiful family, loving family, the sharing, the understanding, the laughing, um, the just for me, it's a general much better enjoyment of life. It seems to be a much better enjoyment of life than when I'm alone. And it's massively better. And I think this is where you need to start. You need to understand, I think, this is where it needs to come through. And I think literally, I believe this is the hardest thing for anyone to do is recognize, first of all, that beingness, of course, doesn't change whether you're in a partnership or doesn't or not. So abide in the self. But it's also, you see, it's kind of like you're looking a certain quality of life. And that means, in a sense, that you're missing the quality of life when you're alone. Because if you had a certain sense of quality of life, and I don't mean by the activities that you do, I mean by the presence you are, by the awareness of the self, only when you're rooted recognition that life itself is beautiful just by being, feeling that, seeing that, only then the discrepancy or the distance, only then it won't seem like such a big thing. Do you understand what I mean? Like, okay, so I am thinking of levels. Let's say being with a partner gives you a sense of 100% or 90%. And being not with a partner gives you, for example, 10 or 20%. And if you close the gap between those two, then you will come into the realization it's not so horrible, it's not so bad. But you need to close that gap. And the only way to close that gap is by coming more and more into the recognition that even just being is a beautiful thing. And that can be, depending on your karma and everything, it can be super hard to do. Just be here now, aware. And the interesting thing is, in that moment of self awareness, you don't have really the feeling that you're missing someone. It's literally a feeling that is building. Seems like something that is growing within you. So you have a visualization, you have an image, and that image and visualization is growing into an emotion, is growing into a desire. And but when you're just abiding in the self as the self, then you see, oh, there's nothing missing in that moment. So you need to amplify, no, prolong the moments of self abidance, abiding in the self. And you can literally confirm this for yourself. Like when you abide in the self, you recognize in that very, even if it's just a short moment of abiding in the self, you realize there wasn't anyone who was missing anything. And that needs to be prolonged. And only then you come out of this whole idea that your partner or potential partner can give you something more. I truly believe this is super hard to do. Truly believe this is super hard to do. But it's doable.